What's up, everybody? Good morning. For those of you that used to watch my outdoor workout videos before the summer started, is when COVID hit, I wanted to have a ton of content to keep people kind of excited and motivated to come out and sell and to kill it, which we totally did. But I was realizing as I was doing my workout this morning that I just get all my good ideas during my workout, and so I think my brain is just like whenever you work out, right? Your brain is it's zeroed out. It's you're chasing out all of the stress-prone chemicals and really allowing yourself to have a clear mind when you're working out. And so I think that's why the good ideas come at those times. It's a lot easier for them to come. So I had a thought this morning that I wanted to share. I'm going to try to do kind of ad-lib videos like this pretty frequently. But you're going to see from me, I have a commitment to launch Module 1 for our new training program for our region. That's Dallas, Denver, Atlanta region. Module 1 is going to launch October 1st. So we're going to try to do one module at a time. My goal is to do one every 2 weeks. I'm committing to do one every month, though. And that module, these modules are basically going to have training for the inner game and the outer game, meaning training for your mind, the inner game, training for being able to manage your state on the doors, training for being able to build out your first creation and have your vision properly in place so that you're motivated, so that you're willing your reality into existence. That's the inner game. And then training to supplement really and focus, hone in completely on sales skills, training for the outer game of success. How to actually, once you have the vision in place, once you believe that you can achieve something great, how do you actually, with real world tangible skills, proven skills, by the way, go make that happen. So my thought for today, anyway, that's what the new modules are going to revolve around. In conjunction with that, I'm working with Jason on doing a 7 habits course for leaders, so leaders will be able to have that too, which will be really exciting. It'll make it so that the 7 habits course we're doing together will make it so that leaders, it'll be the most, if people knew what it actually contained, it would be the most sought after leadership course, personal development course in the entire country, not just of pest control or door-to-door industry, but of any industry. That's what we want to do. So it's going to be awesome, and it'll be a privilege. It'll make being a leader even more elite. So anyway, I have a thought for you. This comes from the book. Oh, dude, I did back and chest today, and I did a little bit of front delts. Holding up my phone is like really difficult, actually. This comes from the book Art of War, and it's by Sun Tzu. And the idea is, so there's this quote that Sun Tzu has. He says, every battle or every war is won before it's ever fought. Okay? So hear that, listen to that. Here again, every war is won before it's ever fought. Very interesting. As I was reading Think and Grow Rich, there's a couple things in there that talk about the presidents during the major wars that the U.S. won, World War I and World War II. And he talks, Napoleon Hill talks about how these presidents were so good at instilling, and I'm going to quote this in like first creation in 7 habits language. They were so good at instilling their first creations, even down to the very front lines, that it inspired even like the lowest level of soldiers to go out and fight with passion to win the war and the cause of justice for the United States and for the Allies, and in winning World War I and World War II. But think about that. Every battle, every war is won before it's ever fought. Jason has this phrase that he says that he's coined that says, first win, then begin. And I really like those. I mean, it's the same exact thing, right? Every battle is won before it's ever fought. First win, then begin. So basically, when you go design what winning looks like to you, and you've defined for yourself what success really means, and hopefully, if you're really bought into our core values, success means not just making money. In fact, that should be the least of it, right? It should be the thing that comes probably lowest on the list of integrity, being more grateful, your ability to make and keep commitments, your ability to work harder than everyone else around you. Once you've defined what success means in terms of those values, then you say, okay, how do I go build out the blueprint to go bring to pass the vision that I have for myself? And hopefully that vision is so compelling to you that it's actually emotional. Because like again, in the parlance of Think and Grow Rich, when any thought that is emotionalized and backed with faith, and then you put forth massive action towards that thought, it brings itself to its most logical physical conclusion, and you will that thing into reality. When we were at our team leader training in Florida, it's the thing that most stood out to me about Jason's training that he kept harping on over and over again, was you can decide what you want out of your life. And then because of our individual will and our consciousness, we can not only creatively decide anything that we want, we can then go bring it to pass in reality through definite plans and definite purpose. And the goal is if we can decide whatever we want, which is true, the goal would then be to make sure that you want the right things, so that your life becomes a life of happiness and joy rather than a life of misery and pain and suffering. Which really could become that, right? Like if you say that you only, let's say your first creation only involves money, and not the other things that I just said, integrity, gratitude, making and keeping commitments. If you're gonna make a lot of money, you're probably gonna get really good at making and keeping commitments and hard work. But if you're missing gratitude and integrity, then you're setting yourself up for failure. It is like going and writing up a blueprint to build a house that has no foundation. Instead, what we want to do is, once you decide in your mind's eye what you want that house to look like, you then say to yourself, and you make sure that it has a good foundation, a solid foundation. You then say to yourself, okay, how do I meticulously design this house so that I can go bring about these plans to their ultimate reality, right? So anyway, I really love that from Art of War. Every battle, every war is won before it's ever fought. And every time you go and create a blueprint for your life, for the summer, for work, for the year, the things that manifest themselves into reality happen in your mind before you ever see them in person. What, good or bad. If you go analyze your life right now, and let's say things aren't exactly the way you want them to be, I would put a lot of money on the line to say that you most likely have had recurring thoughts. Let's say like you're not in the shape that you want to be physically. I would venture to say that your thoughts revolve around a liking and a preference and a thinking about things that don't involve being heavily in shape or looking the way that you want physically. Rather, they probably have some fears in there about the opposite, right? Same thing with if you're not making the income that you want, or your relationships aren't the way you want them to be, you probably have a first creation manifesting itself in ways that are conducive to that outcome. And you have to be deliberate about the good things so that you can manifest them into reality. Anyway, win first, then begin. Every battle is won before it's ever thought. Hope you guys have an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon.